Good for you. It says here.
What?
We're good.
This is reconnecting. I don't know
There.
what's going on. All right. I think we're live. How's it going, everyone? We are an hour earlier today because it is indeed the NBA Cup elimination round, knockout round, not sure what they're calling it. But Nick Marro here with DFS Jayhawk, as always, helping you break down the NBA DFS main slate on both DraftKings and FanDuel. Only 2 games tonight, so we'll probably be talking about some gross backup players and all that good stuff. Some really concentrated ownerships on both sites. Going to be difficult to get different. But Jayhawk, what are your initial takes here? This should be competitive basketball. At least that's why the NBA designed this tournament. How you feel going into this slate?
Yeah, definitely an interesting one. Obviously, it being 2 games, not as many targets, but I still think there's a couple of leverage spots on this slate we can discuss. So, yeah, excited to break this one out.
Yep. We got Jose here asking anyone projected to get 35 to 40 minutes guards. I mean, just looking quickly at minutes, Jose, we have not many guys over 35 in general. Ingram, Hart, Bain, Barnes, Bridges, Brunson. A lot of B's today. Not that matters, but yeah, really, we're not going to be too aggressive in our minute projections. I think there's a few guys we can maybe give a few more if these games are competitive, but still some pretty flat rotations. Appreciate you being here, Heath. And then we got Paul Smith saying, "Hey guys, new member here trying to figure out how to export lineups in my DK contest. Can't see any way to export my entry files without having to manually assign each lineup to a contest." Paul, if you're in the Discord, definitely jump in there. I think they'd be able to kind of help you out with that. If anyone in the chat wants to help Paul out, feel free. I've still been doing some single entry stuff. I do plan to get using the builder soon, but I do know if you export your CSV file and then upload right here, it says export to CSV. That's not what we're looking for. Import. There it is. There's an import button here on your contest screen. You should be able to pull that file directly into any contest as long as it aligns with what you're doing in the builder. But again, I'm not the best at using it. I think someone here in chat or someone in the Discord should be able to help you out, though. Shouts out Rocket Sauce here. Hope for some ABA style 184 or 176. I mean, not if that's the game we're playing people from. Obviously, 2 games here. And yeah, we got some Florida love here in this first game. So let's get right into it, Jayhawk. I mean, we can kind of take our time today. At the same time, I still think it's easiest we just stick to what we always do, go team by team, game by game. First game on the slate is that Florida game between the Miami Heat and the Orlando Magic, 235.5 point total. Very tight spread here. Between these 2 teams. Obviously, that is by design. Starting on the Miami side of things, Tyler Hero, Pele Larson, Davion Mitchell, all available. Terry Rozier is out. Drew Smith is available. And Vladislav Golden is available. Not that I think he's going to see any minutes here. Yeah, man, it's tough. Miami getting healthier. Obviously, Hero was out for a lot of the early games this season. We were playing guys like Hawkins, Mitchell a lot, but now that they're healthy, they've been tougher to get to. Bam, I mean, he's starting to show us a little bit of upside. For most of the year, he's kind of been capped around that 35 to 40 fantasy point mark, but nice to see him breaking through a little bit here, even with Hero returning to the lineup. At the same time, coming off a really bad game against the Kings. I know you got burnt on that one. I think I did as well. But yeah, it's tough, man. Spoelstra does mix up his rotations, but I don't think they're going to run too deep of a rotation here. I think if we're looking at anything off the bench, it's probably the same guys, Jaquez, Larson, Ware, maybe Fontecchio. The starters all look fine. I think you can make a case for any of them. My favorite is probably Bam, just because even I don't know, even with his kind of limited ceiling, center's a little bit tougher to fill tonight. I do think we're almost always going 2 centers on DK on these bigger slates. It's more of a conversation tonight. Hero has been playing normal minutes. Wiggins probably the cheapest of this group in terms of his upside. So I don't know. I like Wiggins. I like Bam. Fine with Powell, Hero, Mitchell. I don't think anything's a priority for me here, though. But on a 2-game slate, like something might need to be. Go ahead and let us know how you feel about the Heat here Jayhawk. Excuse me. Again, just kind of priced where they should be for the most part.
Yeah, I think Miami here, you nailed it for the most part here. Bam and Norman Powell, probably my 2 favorite targets here. Both great prices and a great game environment. So I'm getting the most of those 2. Then I think Hero and Wiggins are both fine to mix in the tournaments. I do lean Wiggins for the price gap there. And then I think Davion's fine at his price, but it's mainly Wiggins, Bateman, and Powell here for me.
Yep. And again, I mean, for a 2 game slate, like 25-ish% ownership actually isn't that bad. I do think Wiggins is probably my favorite. So maybe he ends up in the dummy build when we get there. But again, Miami, pretty healthy team, kind of priced where they should be. If we're looking at chalk on the slate, it's coming more so on the Orlando side. We got the Magic here. And yeah, Jamal Cain is available, former Miami Heat player. Not that he's going to be in the rotation. Orlando Robinson, another one, former Miami Heat player. Don't think we're going to really worry about their revenge narratives here tonight. The big news is no Franz Wagner. They did just get Paulo Banchero back, but it seems like he's going to be capped around 28 minutes. Maybe he gets a couple more here, but he's only a little bit cheaper than he normally is when he's playing his full run. So it's tricky. We were talking a little bit pre-stream. They did just get Paulo back, but they lost Franz at the exact same time. It's kind of funny. But Paulo, unlike Franz, is on this minutes cap. So Orlando really popping in the data, really popping in the model. They're going to be tough not to get to a lot of here. In terms of OF index rating, Suggs actually rating is the best play. Pushing 60% ownership on both sides looks excellent. But the top value play is his direct backup, I think. Actually, the second best value play behind Carter and Anthony Black. I think you can play both of them. Obviously, Black going to be coming off the bench. They've shown that they're going to be playing minutes together on the floor, though, regardless of who starts. Bain looks good. I don't know that I want to play much Banchero on DK at 8,500. There's worse things you could do than get to him at 7,700 on FanDuel. Just keep in mind there is a minutes cap on him, so really need him to crush in those minutes that he is on the floor. The interesting play here is Wendell Carter Jr. I mean, I don't know. He's been kind of inconsistent. The minutes have been up lately, which is obviously the most important thing, but at the same time, I don't know. There is a world where Goga becomes something we want to get a little bit of just because he's cheap. But unlike the guard situation, these two will not be sharing the floor. Like if Carter's out there, you're not going to see Goga. Goga's out there, you're not going to see Carter. So just keep that in mind. I would probably set a rule, just have one of Goga or Carter in your lineups. Even on a 2 game slate, that's a rule that I'd kind of be setting. But yeah, I mean, Banchero probably not going to get to him much, but Bain, Suggs, Black all look good to me. Definitely fine with Carter Jr. And then our guy, Tristan Da Silva, I mean, he came back down to earth for a while. Tonight, on a 2 gamer, you can make a case for him. It's just the field is getting there aggressively. 40% owned on DK, 38 on FanDuel. I think I'll try to get away from him if I can. But again, not too much to choose from today, Jayhawk. How you feeling about the Orlando Magic here?
Yeah, we were talking pre-stream, Nick. It doesn't feel great jaming Orlando, but we don't really have much options tonight. So starting with Suggs, I think he is the top play here. I think honestly on the slate, I love him both sides here. And then I think his co-partner, Anthony Black, looks amazing as well. Those two are my favorite plays here pretty clearly from Orlando. And then for the rest of the team, I think Wendell's fine. I'm a little bit less bullish on him than a lot of the field is here. And then in terms of like Bane, Goga, I think they're fine. But contrary to you, I'm very much in on Tristan Da Silva, 4K flat. I'm going to be firing him up in tournaments, so that's probably my third favorite after the guards up top.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably going to play 24, 28 minutes, so I get it. He just hasn't been super productive, but who knows? We've seen him spike that ceiling before. I just think if he's going to be chalky, given his recent results, I'd try to get away, but at the same time, it's not like there's a ton of direct pivots anyway. A few questions we got in the chat here. Shouts out Carmen saying, sup. Sup to you, my friend. Jose saying, favorite bench piece. I believe he was talking about Miami. I don't know. I guess it's probably Jaquez, but he's expensive. I guess it's Jaquez for me if we're talking first guy off the bench for Miami. How about you?
Yeah, definitely Hawkes. I just worry about we have him for 23 minutes. Yeah, I don't know if I love getting there at that minute projection.
Yeah, and again, Fontecchio and Larson are in the rotation. I think like Larson's been getting the starts with like Hero or someone else out, Powell, whoever. But off the bench, I actually prefer Fontecchio. He is scoring dependent. He needs his threes to fall, but he's going to take them, and he is a spacer. So I would rank it Jaquez, Fontecchio, then Larson. Obviously, we like to play where we can. I don't know if tonight's the spot, though. I think Bam's going to be on the floor as much as he possibly can be.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
All right. All right. I guess we just go right into the next game here. Or we got one more comment. Oh, Nick Lovett saying Drew Smith for some value. It's kind of thin for me, man. He's third on the depth chart behind Mitchell and Hawkins, so I don't think I can get to him much. How about you, Jayhawk?
Yeah, I'm not getting there at all. I don't have him projected very good.
Yeah, it is a 2 game slate. There's crazier things to do. He probably plays a few minutes, but it's probably a no at this price. If he was mid price, Nick, maybe, but currently, not so much. Second game here, we got a big break. Then 8:30 p.m. Eastern, we get the Knicks taking on the Toronto Raptors in Toronto. Knicks are favorites here on the road. Miles McBride and Landry Shamet are both out. Karl Anthony Towns is questionable. I do think he's going to play. I'd be pretty shocked if Karl Anthony Towns was ruled out. Assuming he's in, kind of a similar situation to Miami. I think all the starters look fine. Just keep in mind, OG is on somewhat of a minutes limit. It's higher than Paulo's, but I think he's going to be capped around, I don't know, 32. So he's probably the lowest of those players I'm ranking. I do like Brunson a lot if you can afford him. It's tough not to go balanced today, though. Same thing with Cat. I like him, but with Mitchell Robinson available, even if Mitchell Robinson doesn't start, that has been cutting into his upside. They are playing minutes together a lot. So yeah, I guess my favorite here might be Hart. I think point per dollar, the easiest to get to. We're seeing it reflected in ownership is Mikal Bridges, but I do like what Hart brings in terms of upside. The play I do want to talk to you a little bit about. He hasn't been great, but we got no Shamet or McBride tonight, right? I think Jordan Clarkson becomes kind of appealing. Obviously, some risk there, but you have to think he's one of the first guards off the bench. If he can hit a few shots, maybe they let him get an extended run here in this game that does seem to matter to an extent. So I don't know. I like Hart. Bridge is the easiest to get to, but I would rather get to Hart if I can. And then Clarkson, to me, kind of sneaky today, just 17% owned on DK. Can't say I feel great about it, but with these other guards out off the bench, I do think he could see some extra run. So how do you feel about the Knicks?
Yeah, right there with you. I think Mikel's probably the easiest click here. Pretty good price, pretty good spot overall. So Mikel's my favorite. And then in terms of OG, Jalen, Cat, kind of just trying to mix them all in. If Cat sits, I think I'd have a different take on that. But as of right now, I'm just mixing all three. And then I really like that Jordan Clarkson shout down low, 4,200. He should get extended run here, so definitely fine taking stabs there as well.
Yep, I'd have to look. I guess we have time to do this. I'm going to do
Yeah,
it. I'm going to take a look and see if McBride played that last game. Because Clarkson didn't do well, but I'm pulling it up here on my other screen. Yeah, McBride was available. So Clarkson played limited minutes, but they did have McBride in. Yabusele played a lot of minutes filling in for Cat, but yeah, I think Clarkson's a good play today. Pretty much is what I'm getting at. Again, we're looking at the game logs. He didn't look great last time out, but that was with McBride in there, and he's going to take up most of those minutes. So keep that in mind. So again, if you want to get weird with it today, Clarkson, maybe a decent way to do it. On the other side here, we have the Toronto Raptors. RJ Barrett's still going to be out. Emmanuel Quickly and Jamal Shead both questionable. I do think both of them are going to play. Um, it's kind of a wait and see situation. If both are out, maybe some Jacoby Walter or Grady Dick becomes a thing. But again, I think we have to assume they play here. This game matters. I think it's an island game too. Obviously, neither of these teams are going to be playing tomorrow. But Barnes, I mean, as far as pay-ups go, one of the best on the slate. Again, 2 gamer. We're not really choosing for much, but he is, I believe, the top OF index play, followed by Suggs, well ahead of guys like Brunson, Bain, Towns, etc. So Scotty Barnes to me does look great here. Emmanuel Quickly, if he's in, priced about where he should be. Ingram, same thing. Those two look good where you could fit them. Feel free to play both in a lineup or mix and match. I don't think there's an issue there. Jakob Poeltl in the front court. I don't know. He hasn't been playing all that well, if I'm being completely honest. They do need his size here against Cat and these Knicks, but at his price, I'm fine with it. I just don't know that I can really call him a priority or a core play. We're seeing that reflected in the ownership, though. Sandro off the bench, not getting much love right now, but if we're not going to play Podol, I do think we could get to a little bit more Sandro. No one seems to be getting to him. Sub 5K. He does have forward eligibility over on DraftKings. But yeah, man, just kind of a tricky team. All priced about where they should be. Obviously, Barnes probably the favorite. Quickly Ingram close behind. Then we kind of need that news. But I do like Sandro as an ownership pivot off of Podol or the other centers. I think he's kind of sneaky. And then if Shed is in, we've been playing him a lot on bigger slates. Why not play him tonight when he's one of only I don't know, a few value plays available. So definitely keep an eye on the news here. I do assume all these guys play, but Jayhawk, let us know how you feel about the Raptors here in this spot.
Yeah, so we were kind of talking pre-stream. This is the team that I really want to get overweight to in tournaments. I'm a little bit different. I think quickly is. I think he might actually sit tonight. He did pop up a little bit later on the injury report, so I'm very much in on Jamal Shed tonight. I think he's too owned on both sides. So I love Shed, and then I think Scotty Barnes as well could pick up a lot more ball handling as well. So I love Scotty both sides. I think he's one of the top plays. And then I think Brandon Ingram is 200 run as well. 7,800. He does have a ceiling. He's shown it before. So I will also be in on him as well in tournaments. And then, yeah, I think, guys like Pirtle and Walter also are low owned. Pirtle is 5,700. We're seeing Wendell, massive ownership. Maybe Pirtle is also a pivot to a chalky Wendell as well. How do you feel about Pirtle here?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if he hasn't been playing well, but it's a small sample size. Like things could change for him really quickly. All year, I've been saying like in good matchups he does great, in bad matchups he does bad. I would classify this matchup as a bad matchup. He's coming off some rough games against the Knicks and the Hornets, but if they give him a few extra minutes here, I mean, he could certainly get there as a pivot. But to me, I'm pretty interested in Sandro. Again, I'm just desperate to get different here on this really short slate. But to your point, I do want to really emphasize something you just said. If Quickly is out and Sheed starts, Sheed is someone you're going to need in your lineup, so definitely keep that in mind.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, it's tricky till we have that news. So you're saying that was a downgrade today? I'm trying to pull up the news now on Quickly because I just kind of assumed he'd play, but hearing that, maybe I need to pump the brakes on that a little bit.
Yeah, I think he was like had no injury status, and then this morning he got downgraded with illness. I might be mistaken, but I think that's what it was.
Interesting. All right. Yeah, I'm trying to pull up some stuff right here now, but I don't know if it's really going to change much. Did you see Underdog tweet something pretty funny? The Knicks against Toronto since 2023, 2024, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 wins in a row against the Raptors. So the Knicks have had their number. Paulo remains on a minutes limit. Didn't say how many. He played 20, followed by 24 last two games. So maybe he gets to 26. I think we projected him at 28, which is maybe a little bit too aggressive. But definitely keep an eye on that situation. All right, let's get to some questions here, guys. Tori with us on Clarkson. Hate to say it, but Clarkson probably wins the slate. Holy smokes, as a follow up, do we think Kolek gets some extra run as well? You're right to think he would be the next in line. But I don't know. I think they could give a few more minutes to OG than he's been playing. I think he's going to absorb some of that. Jayhawk, any Kolek love for you tonight? I think maybe he plays 10 to 14. Not enough for me to want to play him.
Yeah, he's actually a good producer, but you mentioned it. He's probably not going to play enough minutes for us to get there for DFS, so probably not for me. I agree.
Yeah, if the game were to blow out or something, maybe. But we have him for just 12 and a half minutes here in the bottle. I think that's pretty accurate. What else? Jose said he was asking favorite bench piece from either game. If Quickly starts, it's Jamal Shed for me, or Jordan Clarkson. If we do get Shed starting for Quickly, how about you, Jay?
Yeah, I'd probably say from the which game, the Miami game, or from this game, the Toronto.
Word, word. Okay, ETR saying Quickly play through the same illness last game. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I saw him on the injury report. Usually he's been on the injury report and still plays. Usually a downgrade is a bad sign, but if it's just an illness, should be good to go, like we said. So you can build with them in, just be prepared to maybe have a pivot or two in the late game because there is a huge gap, right, between the two games. You don't want to have just one spot and then go down from Quickly at 7K to Sheet for 4K. Like you want to be able to upgrade something else. So just keep that in mind. Which shooting guard makes the most sense from either game on DK? Sorting by position. I mean, Bane's popping. I like Hero. I mentioned Hart. Hart's expensive, but I do like him a lot as a way to get different. And then Anthony Black, probably for value, your safest bet. Jayhawk, how do you feel about shooting guard?
Yeah, definitely Anthony Black would be the chalk play. I'm fine with Bane. I like Powell, so I'll say Powell or Black for me.
Okay. And then, yeah, they're saying you got a midday downgrade there quickly. So, again, I think he plays. We have to keep an eye on it. Chuck's, right as I say that, saying he's building with him out. So yeah, maybe it is just a Jamal Sheet show. And keep in mind too, we're going to see more usage go to Ingram and Barnes in that situation. Barnes is someone who can play the point, even as a big forward. So that would be a boost for Barnes in the same way it is for Sheet. So definitely keep an eye on that situation there. Um, but yeah, I will say this: I don't want to knock ETR. Last time they were talking about how I don't know. They saw Chishibwe in a starter's jersey at practice. He ended up a DNP that game. Like you got to take some of this news during the day with a grain of salt. Um, but obviously, with it being the cup, you would think you would want to go here. They do have time. Like this game doesn't start for 3 hours, so I think it's going to be a true. Hey, how you feeling? You think you're going to play or not? Maybe it's enough to take you off quickly, but we're not going to know that for a few hours. So we'll wait and see. But shouts out Chuck, obviously sharp guy from our team here. I would definitely go off his word ahead of some of the others out there. So, all right, let's get into the dummy builds now. Obviously, we got to stretch this out a little bit, man. I don't know. It's tough. I think we want to start with Barnes, maybe. Barnes, Suggs, those two. I don't know.
Yeah, Barnes and Suggs for sure.
Let's do DK first, as we always do. Barnes, Suggs. All right. Center's tricky. Like, I think I'd rather go Carter than I would Podol. But if we don't go to Carter, like, I don't know that we could find the salary for Cat or Bam. It's like Carter or Sandro almost for me. And it doesn't feel good to say Sandro's name.
Yeah, I think Carter's probably the cash game play. We can just plug him in for now.
Okay, cool. Shooting guard, we just had the question. I mean, I like Hart, but he's expensive. I don't know if we can afford him. Anthony Black feels safest point per dollar.
Yeah, Anthony Black I think looks great here.
Yeah.
I'm with
And
you.
we also have our Clarkson play. We could go ahead and slide him in a forward. The good thing about Clarkson is you can use him in either position. A little bit of a roll of the dice there, but again, with no McBride or what's his name, Shamit, he should be able to get some run here. Hopefully, he can score off the bench. We are left with 6'5" per position. Throw a name
How,
at me, man. We could try to jam anyone, I guess.
I was gonna ask if you could throw Shed in there for building for quickly out.
Shed? Yeah, let's do
Yeah,
it. And again, even if Quickly's in, I think you can still play some Jamal Shed. Shed himself is questionable, so keep an eye on that situation. Obviously, don't play him if he's out there, but maybe we try to use the late game to build out the rest of this just so we have pivots if we need them, right? I think Bridges is easy to get to. We have a salary to fit Hart now. I do really like him. We
yeah.
go Hart and then, no, we can't. Forward. Damn it.
We can go Bridges. We can try. Well, what does that leave us?
Yeah, let's go Bridges, see what it affords us. I mean, then we're at 9K. We could get, I mean, Brunson looks pretty damn
Yeah,
good there.
that's very
Something like
reasonable.
this, not
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, I
Could
think that's
obviously
fine.
upgrade a few things if we need to, but playing Clarkson with Shed obviously opens up a ton of salary. All right. Over on FanDuel, what's the difference in terms of value? Who's popping? I mean, we got Carter, Suggs, De Silva.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much the same. Should we throw De Silva over on FanDuel since we do?
Yeah, for the variance or for variety, I will. Like I said, I don't love his upside, but the minutes are there, which is more than you could say for some of these value plays tonight. Who else we got? Point guard.
Suggs probably.
Yeah, let's go right back to Suggs. Uh,
Anthony Black, what's his price? It's
6K. I
not
mean,
as
we can go
good.
Davion over here, maybe.
Sure, yeah, I'm fine with
What's he
that.
been? Yeah, he sat out last game. I don't know. I don't love it, but it is a revenge game. Or no, it's not. I don't know why I just saw Sack on my screen, Sacramento. I wasn't thinking. We could go Shed or Mitchell or Clarkson. I don't know. Who do you like?
Let's go Shed again. I really like him tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Question from Holy Smokes here. Do we downgrade Barnes with OG defense? I wouldn't. Barnes can play any position. They could create screens for him. He could do everything. I don't think we have to worry too much about that.
Yeah, I'm not too worried. It's Scotty Barnes, so
Yeah. Shooting guard. We haven't gotten to Bane yet. Maybe we try to fit him.
I like it.
Bridges. I don't know. It's tough.
Who's a power forward on FanDuel? We have. It's kind of rough because Bam. We get throw Bam at where can we? Yeah, Bam at power
Yeah, if
forward.
there was ever, I do like him a little bit more over here. I guess we go back to Carter. Uh, so we could kind of fit whatever we want. I mean, we could go Barnes. Then we're left with 82. I mean, Paulo, I like Hart. We could upgrade somewhere. What would she get up to? Yeah, McBride's out. Leave him in. I don't know. Bridges becomes stays Bridges.
Yeah.
De Silva, what would he become? He's tough. So yeah, okay. Well, let me say this: you might leave some salary on the table tonight. We could move Hart to small forward. You could move some things around. But if there was ever a night to leave a few hundred, I think it is tonight. Don't feel bad about that if that's what you're doing. But any other question, guys, feel free to get them in. Otherwise, we could talk through anything else, Jayhawk. But I don't think we need to stretch the show out too much longer. Obviously, only 2 games. It's kind of tough to just keep talking about the same players over and over, right?
Yeah, I just wanted to address if there's any night, if you wanted to game stock, I think the 2 gamer on tonight, it's probably your best bet to game stock if you want to. Any other like slate, you can't really game stock.
Yeah, that's a great call because if one game's a blowout or one game is low scoring and another one goes to double OT, like if you're heavy on the better game, it's going to be a huge difference. So great point on that, man. It might be a good night to game stack. And I will say the higher total is in the early game. So maybe that's the way. It's just you're going to have to wait all night to watch your lineup kind of fall down the leaderboard if that late game goes off. So either way, I mean, maybe build one of each and go about it that way. It could be a fun way to go and approach this slate. But kind of tricky till we have that Raptors news. You're not going to have it by the time the slate locks. So just make sure you have a plan in place, like a 2 for 2. Say you have Sheed in, but quickly ends up in. Maybe you upgrade Sheed to, I don't know, Clarkson. Just make sure you have that 2 for 2 kind of set up in your head if you're only playing a handful of lineups. If you are playing a bunch, obviously you could use the builder and things like that to make those adjustments. But yeah, should be a fun one. Hopefully competitive basketball. NBA designed this tournament for a reason. I mean, hopefully it rings true, right?
Yeah, let's hope, man. And I'm playing. I'm with Chuck. I'm playing for quickly being out here. I'm against the ETR fellas tonight.
Yeah, I'm with you. Swerve asking Jayhawks in the Discord. I believe we have Smitty going live in 15 minutes there, Swerve. So Smitty will take you guys up until lock. But maybe Jayhawk will drop in with his low and play tonight.
I'll be in there with somebody for sure.
Awesome. All right. Love it, guys. Obviously, an hour earlier tonight. Appreciate you being here regardless. 2 game slate. Let's crush it as we always do. Appreciate you all. Have fun. Take care. And good luck.